All right, I think you're gonna get a 5-for-1 deal a day. But real skills, land development, home development, uh, how to make some money. And you got all these gurus out here telling you how you can flip this, buy it for $1 on Monday and sell it for $3 on Tuesday. Everybody wants instant success, but nobody want to put in the work. Nobody want to be blessed through the labor of their hands. Nobody don't want to do that. But for those of us who are, and of us who desire to do that, because I personally believe, especially homesteaders, survivalists, preppers, people in the faith, all that one share this similar idea and interest, and desire to be self-sufficient. I think that's the only thing, if anything, that pretty much all of these groups will have in common, whether it's preppers, survivalists, homesteaders, people in the faith, people that like to live out in the woods. Two things we can agree on is minimal, if not no, government intervention in our lives, to be able to be self-sufficient, and to not just aggress towards anyone, provided that they're not aggressing towards you first, or violating you first. Someone is violating you, take all force necessary to neutralize that threat. That's how you deal with that. No matter how many means. If they're bigger than you, use a gun or a knife. If they're stronger than you, use a sledgehammer. I don't care what it is. Anybody can be defeated. If you can't engage them in the daytime, engage them at night. Anything to defeat your enemy. As word is born. That's just how that is. That's how that is in terms of war, because all is fair and love and war. So that's why you should always seek peace and be at peace with all men. But I know all men that live are not at peace. If you got the Prince of Peace operating in your life, then that's something that you're going to desire. That's something that you're going to want. That's something that you're going to live. Get off on these tangents. The name of the game definitely is to develop those real skills. And how do you do that? How do you make the money? Well, I'm going to go into several ideas based on current trends and ease in terms of being able to get it done and do it. One of the biggest trends that are taking place today is laminate flooring. Tile is still in. Hardwood floor is still in. But the key to laminate flooring is that not only is it waterproof now, the stuff that they're making now is waterproof. It got the padding on it. It got everything that you basically need all in one. You typically don't have to put down any felt paper or insulation. And it's easy to cut. The tools that you need, even on the expensive side in terms of a cutter, you can get probably under $500, all of the tools. But just to start off, you're going to cut it by hand, an oscillator, probably about $200-$300 of your initial investment. And if you really want to get down to a razor, a knife, and stuff like that, you're talking about under $100. That is if you're real skill set. But the tools, the excess tools like a used oscillator, and I'll talk about where to get these tools from as well. All of these things are relatively inexpensive, but it'll save you time when it comes to the cuts. So how do you make money? You're out in the country. How do you go about starting a business that is needed and that's in trend? And that's why I bring up laminate flooring. It's easy to cut. The tools are relatively inexpensive, and it's easy to learn, and you can charge anywhere between $2, $3, $5 a square foot, depending on the location of where you're at. So first you got to learn laminate flooring. And again, get up under a carpenter, somebody that's doing laminate flooring. Look at a local flooring place and tell them that you'll work for free. And how long you're going to have to do that is depending on how quickly you learn. And me personally, it took me several years to learn everything that I learned. So I was under that apprenticeship for at least 2.5 to 3 years, I think, before I went out on my own. But if you learn this thing quickly, then you can go ahead and go ahead and go out on your own. So first things first is learning how to do this. Very simple. It's very simple. You can watch a good amount of laminate flooring videos. They have plenty of people on YouTube that you can learn laminate flooring. And you can go ahead and go ahead and do that. And then, before you know it, you go ahead and you advertise locally. You put up your business card inside of local convenience stores, things like that. You give them out. You let people know what you're doing. You develop some shirts. Like I do. I developed a whole lot of shirts so people can see the shirt. You can get a tag on your car when you're going around and advertising that way. But it's all about developing relationships. It's all about developing relationships, because if you can develop the relationships, then you are able to develop that skill set in that business. Where do you get the tools from? Typically, you can go and get them from Lowe's, but in this day and age, you can go right on over to um, you can go right on over to the flea market. You can go on over to uh, Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist, and there's a ton of people selling all kinds of tools all the time, and you can go get that stuff pennies on the dollar. A lot of the tools that I've purchased, the ladders that I've purchased and everything, I got them off of Facebook Marketplace or Craigslist. And they weren't broken down ladders or anything like that. These were good ladders, and people just didn't need the ladder anymore, or a store was going out of business. And so this is how I acquired the majority of my tools. Some tools I did buy, and I got a good DeWalt set. And the batteries, they're expensive, but I'm talking about that's down the line, and as you get diverse. I pretty much have any tool necessary, or all of the tools necessary to build a cabin or build a home in my tool trailer. If I was to take that tool trailer, drop it off, there would be enough tools in there in order for a small crew of three people to go ahead working, the circular saws, the chainsaws, the table saws, the miter saws, the nail guns, the screw guns, all stuff like that, that you need in order to, get a project to be going along. All of the plumbing, all of the basic electrical, all of that stuff that's necessary to build a nice little home. I have, but that's how I acquired the tools. So, as you go, you'll pick up more tools, but I would suggest that you get your tools, especially if you're on a budget, and you can buy them for pennies on the dollar, literally pennies on the dollar. I've gotten, ladders that's worth, $300-400. I got them for $100, $50, $70. And I'll do another video talking about material and how I go about doing that. But this is how you can start a small little laminate business. And it's good money. You figure how much money you gonna make at Walmart working in a week, or any one of these Dollar General, Tractor Supply, any one of these little small retail jobs. How much you think you're gonna make working 32 hours in a week in there, when you can turn around and install a 200-300 square foot room with all of the trim, and charge extra for the trim and molding and all that stuff. And you can make 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, at $2 a square foot, $3 a square foot. You see? It'll take you no more than a couple hours to do for the standard size room. And you line 2 of those up in a week, way more money than you'll be making at one of these minimum wage jobs for way less time. You can clear, if you're looking at it from an 8-hour day, you can probably clear anywhere between $800 to $1,000 just working one day if you break it out. But 3-4 hours of floor here, 3-4 hours of floor here, that's a full day's worth of work. $2-3 a square foot, way more than you're gonna make at that job, at that minimum wage job, I mean, the numbers, and then, you're probably getting paid cash. So you ain't got to worry about the man, right? I mean, most of these people, they just pay cash. You know what I'm saying? I mean, hey, but this is how it goes. This is how the country folk, this is how you can do it in the rural areas. Now, if I got homes, and I see plenty of homes as I drive, if I got plenty of homes that I can do business with out here, and I've driven in many different locations in rural areas, they got plenty of nice homes. Homes need laminate flooring. Homes need plumbing. Homes need electrical. Home needs crown molding and base molding, subfloor work, putting up light fixtures, hanging metal, doing sheetrock, painting, bathroom remodels, kitchen remodels, uh, uh, install of wood stoves, um, framing. Uh, I can go on and on. Each one of these are individual tasks that you can do that you can make a lot of money in. Just painting alone. Just drywall alone. Charge $1.50 a square foot for painting. Get it? I'll close in this. It's interesting, right? Just the other day, I finished a little project. Old white lady calls me up. Oh, nice little lady, and her husband. They live in a beautiful little some property in one of the rural areas out here, and it is beautiful. I mean, nice long driveway, pasture to the left, nice trees to the right. You go in the back, they got a greenhouse. They got their little propane. They got their well water. Big old nice house. I mean, you go in it, custom flooring. I mean, it was just beautiful. And they had this arboretum, or this arbor that needed to get painted white and a white picket fence. And I've never painted an elderly lady's white picket fence before today. I mean, it's this old saying, the white picket fence, painting an old lady's white picket fence. But I did that job. And it was fun. It was relaxing. It was a beautiful thing to be out there, and I got paid a lot of money to do it. Yeah. But hey, there's people willing to pay to beautify their homes, to take care of all aspects of their home. So, but that's what you can do. Laminate flooring. Laminate flooring, decks. I can go on and on. Outside framing, I can go on and on in the things that you can make money in. All being blessed with the labor of your hands. Now, there's many other industries. There's many other things that you can do. Like brother out here at AC Appliance Repair. He don't do any carpentry work, but he's making a boatload and getting it done when it comes to fixing washing machines, and dryers, and refrigerators, and commercial refrigerators, and ovens, and selling stoves, and selling refrigerators. He busy. Yeah. That's just how it is. That's how it needs to work. But the harvest is plenty and the labor is a few. But if you are interested in being a laborer, this is how you do it. And there's people out there, that will help you. Ain't not just give somebody information and more inside scoops on how you deal with that and how you deal with this. That's how that is. But that's how you work it out. That's how you make a couple of dollars in the country. Learn how to put down laminate flooring. You can thank me later.